Hello, this is Cheryl Wampler, and I am presenting Modal 15, being aware of the needs of different types of students. There are 5 categories of high needs students: passive, aggressive, students with attention problems, students who are perfectionists, and socially inept students. Passive students. There are 2 subcategories of passive students: students who fear relationships and students who fear failure. Students who fear relationships often avoid making friends, do not initiate conversations, and do not want to be noticed. These students may also be victims of neglect and abuse, or they may suffer from anxiety. Students who fear failure. This student gives up easily, believes he or she can't succeed, is easily frustrated. Classroom suggestions. Develop relationships and build trust with students. Create opportunities for positive interactions with peers. Teach them positive self-talk and emphasize successes. Aggressive students. There are 3 subcategories of aggressive students: hostile, oppositional, and covert. Hostile students often have poor anger management skills and poor impulse control. They have a heightened sense of entitlement, and they fail to see the consequences of their actions. These students may threaten or intimidate others, they're verbally or physically abusive, and they lack empathy. Oppositional students. These students refuse to follow the rules, and they're very argumentative, and they often demand that others agree or give in. Covert student. This student often does the opposite of what is asked, and then if there's a problem in the classroom, they act innocent. Classroom suggestions. Be consistent. Create contracts with students and reward appropriate behavior and impose consequences immediately. Work with the student to determine behaviors to avoid, and give students opportunities to help others. Students with attention problems. There are 2 subcategories of students with attention problems: hyperactive and inattentive. Hyperactive students have poor impulse control and often blurt out the answers. This student also has difficulty with motor control. They can't sit still, they interrupt, and they talk excessively. Inattentive students tend to be anxious. This student has difficulty listening, remembering, and organizing. They're easily distracted. Classroom suggestions. Teach student concentration skills, listening skills, organizational skills. Move student closer to the teacher. Meet to discuss progress. Create a quiet work area free of distractions for the student. And it might be helpful for this student to help the student list each step of a task and or assign a peer tutor. Students who are perfectionists. These students are driven to succeed at levels that are unattainable. They often see being perfect as the only way to gain love, respect, or attention. These students fear making mistakes and fear the imagined consequences of those mistakes. They're self-critical, and they focus on the small details. Classroom suggestions. Discuss both the positive and negative aspects of perfectionism. Develop a relationship with the student, and have the student tutor other students so that they understand that perfectionism is unattainable for most. Socially inept students. These students have difficulty making friends, they lack social skills, they often try too hard to relate with peers, they're sad and lonely, and they tend to be teased by their peers. Classroom suggestions. Help students develop better interpersonal skills. Teach them to understand nonverbal signals, body language. Help the student to understand personal space so they understand their own personal space and not to get too close to others and make others feel uncomfortable. The key to helping all students is to build a positive relationship with them. This is my reference page. Thank you for viewing my presentation, and if you have any questions, please pose those, and I'd be happy to answer. Thank you.